Welcome, everybody, to another episode of the 2-for-1 podcast. I am one of the two, Trevon Gross Jr. I am joined by my dog, my co-host, my Canadian brethren. Denzell Taylor is here. What's up with you, dog?
What's good, man? You know me, I'm always good, man. What's up with you?
Very glad. No, not much, bro. Not much. I had a great idea for the podcast. I want us to start every podcast, not every, but just when we're in the mood, like a pre-game, a pre-pod song, a pre-pod hype song. Yeah.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? This song is
So
crazy.
what you got for today?
I hear all the young people listening to this song, so I was like, why not? Like, I heard this in the gym one time. Oh my God, I started getting bouncy again.
Bro, you an old soul, bro.
Oh my God. When I tell you, this almost make me want to dunk again. Like, let me tell you.
Free my man's Pooh Shicey, man.
Facts. But yeah, Back in Blood, I'm telling you, that makes you want to just go run it up by 40 on somebody. But
it make you want to do crazy. Man. You got to go to the gym right after. You give you that motivation, like
big
blood
facts.
start pumping, bro.
Big facts. But man, we got a good slate of topics for today. I'm really excited. Let's jump right in to so we saw the clip. Clay was sitting on the bench after a game, towel over his head, clearly frustrated or sad. Well, I'll ask you, what do you think it is? What emotions do you think Clay feels as he is pretty much sidelined?
I think like the biggest emotion he feels right now is just not being able to help his team out there right now and just wanting to be a part of like what's going on. Like, the Golden State Warriors right now, they're on a crazy run, probably the best team in the league right now, just out here dominating. And for him, like, the whole story, the first year, what he tore his ACL, came back, and then was it his
Achilles.
Other ACL?
His Achilles right after.
So he's been out for 2 years now, not playing the game he loves, and like people are like the people are out here saying he doesn't know if he got it no more. He wasn't on the top 75 list, and
really
I think right now it's just like a big frustration for him. Like he can't get on the court. You know what I'm saying? Like he's seeing the team go out there and perform, and he's just itching to help them. Like he doesn't care if he goes on the court and plays 1 minute or scores 0 points. He just wants to be a part of it, I feel, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And he just can't wait to get back. So him just showing that raw emotion and just like, bro, like I can't wait to get out here. It's real. It's real, especially as a hooper, as suffering a real injury. I know me personally, myself, like I've never suffered a real injury where I had to stay out that long period of time. But so I can only imagine like the frustrations, especially how much me and you, like love the game of basketball. It's got to be hard. It's got to be hard. So I respect it. You know what I'm saying?
You have to. And I think the unique thing with Clay is the fact that he has so much. I don't want to say he has anything to prove, but it's like he has everything to prove, if that makes sense. Like, I know that like I sound like I'm contradicting myself. Like he really has nothing to prove because we all know like that's Clay. Like that's Klay Thompson, right? But at the same time, there is a level of like, well, what version of Clay do we get when he comes back, right? And I think even with, we've seen some clips of him playing. He's now, they assigned him to the G League team just to get reps in and things like that. Like, and from the reps I've seen, like he looks good. He really does. He looks really good. But I want to widen this conversation out a little bit, just and talk about the mental side of being sidelined by circumstances that are completely out of your control, right? Like obviously we're talking about Clay in this instance, where we're talking about injury and things like that, and there are plenty of reasons that keeps guys out and things of that nature. But tell me what you think about just the mental approach you have to take when there are circumstances that are just completely out of your control, whether that be an eligibility issue, injury, like we said, or just whatever. There's plenty of stuff that can happen. So what mental approach do you think hoopers have to take?
Yeah, what's crazy? Because I was thinking about just this whole situation before we even talked about it, or before I mentioned it as a topic. And it's like, for me, I kind of don't know, to be honest, because like I've always been privy to be in a situation where like I didn't have to be in those type of situations. So
Yeah.
I even questioned myself if I would be able to go through certain situations as far as being injured or
Mhm.
politics wise not playing, or maybe if I put myself in a situation that I'm a walk on and really not getting the opportunity, but I love the game. So
Yeah.
like I really had to sit back and really question myself as far as like, do I love this game enough if I didn't have the opportunity to actually play it? And it was kind of big for me because it was just like, dang, like people go through this on a regular basis. So even for them to stay strong, like I commend them even more than the regular player who gets all the minutes or gets all the opportunities, because you never know when it's going to vanish. And that also was like, I mean, like for you, like you were walking at UVA, and I know like you love the game, but you didn't get the opportunity to play it as much. And
Mhm.
I kind of spin back the question to you, like how did you mentally prepare yourself every practice, every day, knowing that okay, most likely 9 times out of 10, I'm not going to get the opportunity to play how I want to play, but
Mhm.
like yo, I love this game so much, and this is what I'm going to do. Because I honestly, I'm not going to lie to you, I don't know what I would do in that type of situation.
Yeah. No, and you know what? That exact dynamic that you spoke on, like that, I took pride in that, in the fact that
Mm-hmm.
when I thought about all the dudes that were comfortable and they've never, experienced politics, they never experienced, just unforeseen, uncontrollable circumstances take them away from the game, that if they were in my position, they wouldn't be able to stand. Like
They
I
would
just
have
took
to
pride in
fold.
that. That was one. Like kind of just recognizing like, yo, if any of these dudes were in the position I'm in, where you just don't know, like you said, 9 times out of 10, I'm probably not getting an opportunity. Like they would just quit. Like they're the
Yeah.
will to really, and the will and the love of the game isn't there for them. So for me, it was just kind of doubling down on my love for the game. It was like clearly defining it in terms of like, yo, obviously this isn't ideal, right? It's not ideal, but when I think about the alternative, which is to walk away from the game, that would hurt way more than me, just being here every practice and
Grinding it
giving it
out.
my best. So for me, it started
Right.
that, like where I was like, okay, like I kind of really just doubled down on just, yo, I love this game, like simple and plain. That's just what it is. Then it kind of turned into like I just kind of started developing challenges for myself within it, right? So like every practice for me, I thought, okay, if I kill them in practice and then we go out and kill these other teams, then
Yeah.
in my mind,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like I made it like my own little game where it's like, okay, if I'm
Game,
on
yeah.
scout team and I have to imitate Cat Barber, if I got to imitate Joel Bear, if I got to imitate Xavier Tam, like when I'm scouting, right, and I'm being all these players, if I get the
And you
best
kill it.
of, my teammates in practice, then they go out in games extremely prepared. They've gotten it worse, and then we end up winning games. And so for me, it's like, okay, like not like I'm the reason, but like I'm a major
Yeah,
part of
you
that.
help. You're a major part of that. And I'm not
Exactly.
gonna lie, like I gotta give you your flowers for that, bro. Because that's big. Like as you said, a lot of people in your position, bro, they would fold. They don't have the
Yeah.
mental. They don't really love this thing like you love this thing or other people love this thing. So I
Yeah.
just gotta give you your flowers for that
Thank
as well, man. And you
Thank you, bro.
stuck
I
through
really
the
appreciate
grind and it's paying off. You know what I'm saying?
it. Man, talk about
Tough.
it. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's really crazy. And you know what? And that's the beautiful part about it all, bro. Like I learned so much of just about myself through like really the entire process of, you know, not being not having the game in the form that I wanted it, like where I really had to just create it myself, right? It
Create it on
wasn't
your
like,
own.
yeah, it wasn't like someone just said, all right, well, come to practice and that's just what you're gonna do. It was, okay, I have to make the decision every single day to go work out. Like even when I was at UVA, like I had to make the decision, like I'm gonna go into practice and not just sit on the sideline. Like I'm gonna try to get involved. I'm gonna,
Get involved and yeah,
shoot
put yourself
after.
out
I'm gonna,
there.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, so it was a decision I had to make every single day. And, it's a real opportunity. It's just a matter of perspective of how you look at it. Right. And so kind of bringing it back to, I think about even Isaiah Thomas, like with the situation
Mm-hmm.
he's in, right? Like the situation he's in is really unique just because he's literally been on the top of the mountain, literally the
He's
top of the
been
mountain.
there.
right? Like
he's
there was
seen both sides of the coin.
Exactly. And that's why I just appreciate and I really look up to dudes like him, just because it's like, bro, you've literally been the best player in the league, arguably, at one point or another. And obviously we understand, we see the politics of it. We see it. And to see him still working out, to still see him talk about how it's not easy, but his love for the game is just fueling him. Like, mentally, you just have to really draw your line in the sand about, okay, this is what I care about, this is what matters to me, this is what's a priority to me, and just really double down on it, man, because it's no joke. Like it will really humble you. It will truly humble you, like, because there's going to be days where okay, you're hyped because it's like, yo, I made my progress, I'm doing good. And there's going to be days where it's like, yo, how am I not getting an opportunity? Like, you'll see them having a bad practice or whatever, and you're like, yo, what
still get the favor,
man? Yes, like it gets deep.
It's crazy because especially out of college, like you see the top guys who are that guy in college move on to like Euro basket or NBA overseas, whatever the case may be, and it might not go their way, and then 1 or 2 years later, they're not playing basketball anymore. Just like they didn't have the mental to stick with it when stuff wasn't going their way. So you kind of see it like on both ends. You see when they're high, you see who could really withstand the storm, and who really loves this game, and who could really grind it out. And a lot of these players, I'll tell you that, like they don't. They don't. You know what I'm saying? It's hard too. It's hard. It's sad, but at the same time, you really find out who's who in this world of basketball. You know what I'm saying?
And it's so easy to tell. It's so easy to tell the dudes that really love the game versus the dudes that are just doing it because it's convenient. Like, it really is. And what's even crazier too, like even during my process of, trying to get a pro contract and everything like that, like even that, like I made that a game to myself too. Cause it's like, well, okay, I didn't have a scholarship. I was a walk-on, blah, blah, blah. I don't have all the stats and everything like that. But there are dudes that were on scholarship. There are dudes that played, had stats and everything like that. And they jobless just like me. So in my mind, like, it's like in my brain, I just made it an even playing field, right? Like, and obviously there's politics and like, it's a little different for me. But the fact is, okay, you went to a Division I school. I went to a Division I school. We both jobless right now. Well, as far as I'm concerned, I can throw my hat in this ring, because especially after college, right? Like when you're in college, you can kind of do the whatever. But after college, it's like, fam.
After college is free game. Like, I've literally seen the D3 guy playing EuroLeague now or making the big money, and just like, if you really stand the test and really love the game. I've played with these guys. I played with some people who never touched Division I, or I've seen the level up of these players who are really hungry and want it, with no film, no stats, nothing. But when there's a will, there's a way, and you have faith, you know what I'm saying, you'll make it there. I've seen so many stories. It's actually crazy.
And there's a lot of stories. There's so many stories.
That's a lot, whether it's G League, going like never playing a lick of bat. Bro, there's so many stories. But if you have that dog in you, and that work ethic and that hunger, bro, you really can get wherever you want to go.
Wherever.
It's really crazy. Wherever.
And I just thought of this. You look at dudes like Duncan Robinson, for example, right? Duncan Robinson was at a Division III school, transferred to Michigan, played at Michigan for a year, 2 years, something like that.
1 year.
Whatever. Did he go drafted? I forget if he got drafted or if he went undrafted, whatever.
I'm not sure.
But whatever. Makes it to the league. He gets his new contract where he's getting, 90 mil. It was a 5-year, 90 mil deal. I remember that. And everyone's like, what? They overpaid him, blah, 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 blah. And once again, just in terms of what we're talking about, it's like, bro, this dude was a Division III player. And you guys are talking about whether or not he was overpaid for 90 mil in the NBA. Like, what are we really talking about?
What are we really talking about?
Yeah, like, what are we really talking about? Like, even him, he spoke on this. I listened to some of his podcasts, and even he was like, bro, the fact that I'm even in a position to, negotiate this type of contract, like, is a win. Like, this is
Facts.
You know, and it's
They
just
don't understand.
Yeah, but you know, back to your point, like it really does require just the heart for it. Like you really got to have the heart for it and the willingness to really suffer through it, you know, depending on your situation. Like it's really easy to do basketball when, you know, you have agents on your
It's
side, or you have
convenient.
coaches that want you, and you know, you're getting thousands
You
of
have all
chances.
the
But
options.
when you're in a position where, you know, if you don't make the right pass, you get taken out, or you miss a shot and now the scouts are going to another court, or you know what I'm saying, whatever, and it's like literally
I
make or
got that
break
wiggle room.
every single drill, every single rep. It's different.
It's
It
a
molds you
little
different.
bit
You are
different.
built different.
It's a
Like for real, it's no joke. So yeah, man, it's a real different type of mentality you got to have when you're in that position. You got to have a strong mentality, dog. Strong mentality. That was a really good topic. Really good topic.
Definitely was, man.
Yeah, but moving on from that, you know, so all the players, Denzel, we're old. We are old. It's just, you know, it's only a matter of time.
We're getting there.
Fam, listen, it's over.
We are getting there.
It's over. All the players we used to watch their hoop mixtapes of, all the players we used to buy they are
getting washed, bro.
They are entering veteran status in the NBA.
And it's like year by year, you sort of just seeing it happen, but you're really not really paying attention until it like all really hits at once. Like for me today, like I was like just the whole thing with Kemba Walker and him being traded. And I'm just really saying about it. I'm like, bro, 3 years ago, like the Boston Celtics were literally fighting to get Kemba Walker.
Right.
And what happened? Like, I know injuries, all that, but it's just like, bro, this is Kemba Walker from Charlotte. Like, I'm
Right.
thinking of, you know what I'm saying? Like, just to see these guys sort of being talked about in trades like this or out of the rotation, like that's mind blowing to me. Like, what?
Bro.
You're taking Kemba Walker out of the rotation and you're putting in Alex Burks?
Yeah, no,
I'm sorry.
Listen, can we talk about that for 2 seconds on a real
the shit?
Right.
Bro, I read that and I was like, Alex, who?
Right.
And I'm like, yo,
at point guard,
these players. I'm like, is Kemba really washed like that? I have to ask myself, like, bro, wild.
Bro, and then we end up sounding like our old heads when we like, what? You should have seen him back in the day.
Because I'm only thinking about Kemba Walker as Kemba snatched back New York Walker.
Right, I'm cardiac like, Kemba. Like, that's how we know him.
No matter how bad he's playing, he still got to be in the rotation. Come on, fam.
Right, like, that's Kemba.
I don't,
bro, throw John Wall in this conversation.
Level or something.
Same thing with John Wall. Like, fam.
John Wall's just fighting to get one scrumptious minute on the court. Like,
right.
John Wall. Washington Wizards.
John Wall.
Bro, we're getting these guys.
Teach me how to Dougie John Wall.
How to Dougie. Like, he was literally 2 years ago. He come off his injury. He said, wait, Bradley Beal's a focus point? I'm out of here. I'm like, yeah, he still got it. Went to Houston. He played okay. Next year, you know, the whole James Harden thing, rebuilding thing, bro, like they come to him and be like, bro, yeah, for our development and everything, I just don't feel like you need to play. It's okay, so we're gonna work on the trade. Fam, we're 20 plus games in the season.
Right, where's the trade? Where's the trade?
You better put me on this court and stop playing like I'm like it's
and
really
then,
crazy to see how they're handling these
even
guys
with him specifically. Like how they're trying to use his contract as an excuse as to why they haven't moved him. Like,
it's wild. No. That is an excuse. I'm not gonna lie. That's an excuse. His contract is like 41, 40.
You know, his contract is serious. His contract is serious. His contract is for real. No,
it's wild.
1000%. But I'm saying, like, in terms of, okay, how do you come to an agreement with where it's like you as a GM, whoever had the conversation with, yo, you know, you're where we're trying to go now. We're rebuilding. You're 31, blah, 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 blah. Like, it's better if we part ways. And then I say to you as the player, as John Wall, all right, let's look, no problem. Let's figure something out. Then, like you said, we 20 games in and we ain't figured nothing out yet. And now you blasting out to the media saying, oh, it's my fault and my contract is just too big, as if like it's my fault I negotiated me a great contract because I'm John Wall.
That's wild. That's wild.
Like,
It's
you know what I'm saying?
at
Like
least,
that part
yeah,
of it
it's
is
wild.
crazy.
That
It's like
part,
it's
no,
a
that part of
reason.
it is crazy. Like, there's a reason why, because I'm that guy. Like, I deserve
Yeah.
every cent
No,
that I'm getting here.
absolutely. John Wall
I
absolutely
don't
deserved
care.
every dime.
Y'all need to find me a destination, whoever can buy me out, whatever. But I'm just trying to get on the floor. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Exactly.
he could have helped. I don't understand. He could
He
have
could
helped the
help.
young guys
He
out.
could help.
Bro, the Houston Rockets is not getting nowhere fast, but at least let John Wall be out there helping the younger cats. Make him prove to other teams that he's
Exactly.
could be a valuable piece. Like, shop him. Actually try and shop him. Him not playing is not helping you, because people still have question marks about him, whether he could even
And that's
still
what
play at a high level, to
that
be
part
honest.
confuses me. Like, why do teams do that? Like, if you're trying to get rid of a guy and you quote unquote need to prove his value, why try to like do the negotiating while he's sitting instead of letting him play for 2 games in a row? Oh, my knee hurts. And then, you know what I'm saying? Like, let him show, hey, I'm a valuable piece. Like,
and
that
you
part
guys suck, so y'all aren't winning nothing. So you have nothing to lose.
Right. And it's like, it's not like it's going to throw off your rotation too crazy. You know, your young guys are still going to play. It's all about their development.
Play him 25 minutes per game, you'll be fine.
Right. Like that's weird to me. And like, the thing is, we're talking about John Wall specifically. He said, yo, I'll come off the bench. Like, all these reports that I have to start and all, I want all the shots. Like, that's not true. Like, I just want to play.
Like, bro, he's being so like he's a pro's pro. Like, the way he's handling this situation, he knows, like, he's being so like, yeah, whatever you want me to do, I'm gonna do it. Okay, it's 19 games in. I still haven't played. Can I try and get on the court? Nothing. Or try to badmouth him. See, bro, they could switch the narrative so quickly.
Oh no,
that's why he's
they can't, and they better not even try to convince him to decline his option. Y'all better not even bring that to the table. Y'all go, I'm getting 47 of them things next year. Somebody's giving me my 47 million.
The New York Knicks would probably throw it back at him. They always got money to throw it back at him.
Listen, I think when you look at, honestly, that wouldn't be a bad move. If in my opinion, when you look at the New York Knicks, you look at their situation at point guard, you're looking at, just like you said, the funds. I think that's a safe move for them. I think it's a very safe move.
I wouldn't be mad at it. I think they have. I mean, they already have Derrick Rose out there. They're kind of guard heavy, to be honest, but not guard heavy at the same time as far as the content of the bunch. It's kind of like,
no, you're right. You're 1,000.
Derrick Rose to me is like, whatever. Like, he's whatever. Question: do you think Derrick Rose is a Hall of Famer? Is that why or why not? Because someone had mentioned it, and I was like, honestly, I don't know if I give him the nod.
I give him the nod only because of his impact.
Impact? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So
like, I would say yes.
I agree.
Only because of his impact. Like, if Hall of Fame was strict to the stats and strict to basketball alone, it'd be a hard argument.
Hard argument.
Well, let me not say that hard, because he was MVP one year, but it's not as like youngest MVP ever. Like, you could see it, but you might lose that debate. Like, that's a tough debate to really, if you throw stats and all, it's tough. But I think when you look at Derrick Rose as a whole picture in terms of what Derrick Rose represents, especially in today's era,
and his story,
just with his story, I think he gets the nod. I think he does.
He gets the nod just off that. I agree. I think I was thinking just strictly off of basketball, and with basketball, the accolades and everything like that. And I was just like, I don't know if he does it. I mean, granted, the injuries, everything you can't control, but like with all those sequences in his career, when I was just thinking about it, I was like, I was like,
basketball alone is
basketball alone, I don't know, it's tough. But just off of impact, what he did with the city of Chicago, just being one of those first dynamic point guards where it was just like, yo,
he was the start special. Of the athletic point guard. He was
the start of that whole.
I told you we sound old. Hey, you remember when Derrick Rose used to do the up and unders? I remember that.
Nah. You remember when he cocked it back on? I think it was who was it when he cocked it back on? I forgot what game. Oh, Dragic, yeah.
Bad. Oh my God, that was he
game
touched
winners
the
against
ball with
Miami
his heels.
on the.
No, Derrick Rose really different. But even to the point that you said earlier, like, bro, all the players that we grew up, like, I don't even want to say we grew up watching them, because like all the players we grew up watching, they're definitely like gone. They're like running podcasts and on ESPN and stuff like that. The players that were like right above us, they're like on their way out.
They're slowly on out, man. So if you look at even like the Melos, not saying that he's on his way out anytime, but just seeing the decline.
Yeah, it's like, wow.
And Bron.
Watch your mouth. You be very careful how you frame this. Be very careful.
I'm just saying. I mean, he's still up there, but like
you're right.
our regular Bron standards.
To how we know LeBron,
man, you see it. You see it.
No, you see it. Like,
he ain't moving guys. He ain't going down the lane being
there
the
was a
bully
day
like he once was.
Bro, there was a day when LeBron was going downhill. Oh, watch out below. He was dunking on everyone. Like, bro, I really was like, I think on Twitter, they randomly like will post like the LeBron appreciation, remember when type highlights.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at it, one, feeling old because I'm like, dang, like I was watching this game live. But then I'm like looking at what he was doing and like in like adult brain now, like actually
right now.
And I'm
not
like,
really what's going on.
Yeah, and I'm like, fam, this man is the greatest basketball player of all time.
He's definitely a freak athlete. Like, no, it is crazy because literally back in the day, I was literally watching clips like you were saying, like the way he moved with the ball, like he was the fastest person with the ball at 250 D. Like, no, his up and down speed was insane, and then it only takes him like 2 dribbles, and then he's jumping like 1 foot in under the free throw line. Crazy,
vicious, and
his top speed back then,
bro. And then he was dunking everything like, and it wasn't. And once again, we've made this thing before. Like, it's one thing to dunk the ball, it's another thing to punch the ball through. Like, every dunk he ever had, like the ball would basically dribble down and bounce up into like like bro, man, the kids won't understand. Like, and then when you even see performances like when he scored 25 straight, that does not get talked about enough. That does not get talked about enough, bro. Like, I don't know if we see something like that again. I remember too, bro. That's what I'm saying. Like, we remember watching it, and like, even, and like, once again, even at that time, like, I don't think I even fully understood what I was watching. Like, I was just fully entertained. But like now, when I think about scoring 25 straight points against the Detroit Pistons,
in a playoff game,
that Detroit Pistons team, this was 2004. 2004, they won the chip that year.
Yeah, they won the chip that year.
That's when they had Ben Wallace, they had the Tyshawn Prince, the Rip Hamilton, Chauncey. They had a squad, and they were like, I think,
defensive squad.
I'm saying they were like top. They were the best defensive team in the league, I think.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure.
No question back then.
Like, once again, now that we're like older and like really understand the game and everything like that, like, bro, he scored 25 straight on that team in a playoff
regular season to win the game,
and quote unquote didn't have a jump shot. Hey,
man. Listen, Bron is the GOAT. Y'all already know how I feel about that, man.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I hear, and like, I know some people gonna be like, oh, but Jordan did that. Listen, I just need you guys to just do me a favor. Go on YouTube, search up Michael Jordan highlights, watch as many as you want. Then I want you to just search LeBron James career highlights, watch as many as you want, and I want you to just make a decision on your own, because it's different. Like, it's really levels. Really level.
Yeah. It's crazy because like all these players we're talking about, they're slowly declining.
Yeah.
But then you have some players who are like, still in their prime, but they're just deciding not to play basketball this season for whatever reason. It's crazy to me. I think some guy named I don't even know his name, but he's out in New York or New Jersey, whatever the case may be, just wasting his talents. And it's like, fam, like, come on.
No, you found
but anyways, man.
Hey,
it's
man.
Crazy, man.
No, wait. Can we take 2 seconds? Can I get more Melo appreciation?
Time is of the essence.
Fam, you're not about to talk crazy, man. Jersey. Shout out to Kyrie Irving, man. Keep doing what you do, bro. We understand. I understand you, bro. I understand. It's all right. Kyrie's gonna be playing before the All-Star break. I bet you.
All right.
I bet you.
No comment.
Yeah, it's all right. Don't comment. Just watch. Just watch.
I got nothing to say about that. That's said, man. I don't even know who you're talking about. But Melo, man.
Melo. Like, I know we're like geeking out like old players, but do you remember Nuggets Melo? Like,
bro,
bully basketball. Like that was Charles Barkley
on 10. Like
he was like Charles Barkley with a pretty jump shot. Like a pure
back in the day, like
jump shot. Bro,
his overall game and the way he attacked you, he was always in kill mode his career, but back then it was a different type of young bull.
He really did. Like
still built nice. He was still low key a little chubbier back then, but he would get up bro. He was like
Melo started the mid post ISO.
Melo flush.
Yeah, right, the Melo flush. Bro.
The Melo flush. That was.
That's what I'm saying, bro. People in the basketball community, you know what that means, but
they don't. Yeah.
Listen, bro. Like what Melo like perfected the rip right dribble into the spin.
He
was the original bully, jump just straight into you just to get the and one. His mid
doesn't get his props enough, bro.
He
doesn't get his fouls enough. Like as far as like Bronze and them, like he's up there with them.
Oh
like,
yeah.
He's up there with them, but he doesn't get. I think they definitely put Bron D Wade before him, but he's definitely in that in those conversations. He was, absolutely. Bro. He was everyone's favorite, and don't even get me started about that boy T-Mac, that little sleepless assassin.
Oh my God, T-Mac.
We're old.
T-Mac was really we're old. We're old. We don't. People don't want to hear this.
Cut,
man.
Yeah,
just
crazy.
There are a lot of really good basketball players, and we are literally seeing the players that were right above us start to now transition into veteran, I'm just happy to be here type roles. It's a passing of the torch. And it's crazy to see. It's wild to see because we're like, man, like I remember when this dude was dropping, 40s in playoff games and it was entertaining, this whole thing. And now it's, he's coaching the young guy.
Bro, but so it's bad like when your stars become the coaches and you see them on helping it's like, dang, I'm old.
Yeah.
Like you got Stoudemire on the bench. You got Amari Stoudemire on the bench. Do you know what you have?
Anyways, but Amari was
the Jason Kids, the Chauncey Billups coaching, the Steve Nash.
Bro, oh my God.
Man,
if you
they don't know.
Seen anyway, let's talk about how Boston is where point guards' careers go to die.
Bro, you name it. I mean, yeah, Kyrie, Kemba, who else? I don't know.
Rajon Rondo.
The way they handle point guards is horrible out there.
And it's Danny Ainge's fault. Okay, it is Danny Ainge's fault. That's it. I'm gonna say the truth. Okay, it's Danny Ainge's fault because there is no reason. Absolutely no reason we got rid of Isaiah Thomas. There was no reason we really should have got rid of Rondo either, at least the manner in which we handled that. There was no reason in which we got rid of Kyrie, but, just saw that happen. He opted out, whatever. But no reason we should have got rid of Kemba. Absolutely no reason. Not a single reason that made sense. Kemba made no sense.
I'm not going to lie to you. He wasn't being productive, and he was fresh off an injury. He really wasn't being productive.
But it was the injury.
He didn't get a chance.
He didn't have a chance. That's the side I
agree with that.
Because once again, okay, you trade him. Now look at the turmoil that my Celtics are in because you trade away a solid point guard piece, and now you bring in a guy that's just trying to make some money because he fumbled his bag, and then you got Marcus Smart.
They got back a solid point guard.
Who?
Schroeder. That's not a solid point guard.
Solid point guard, but he's trying to put up his numbers because he wants to get paid. Which I ain't mad at.
Lie.
I ain't mad at him.
I haven't watched one game and watched him play.
So look, I'll give you a quick synopsis. Dennis Schroeder can hoop. Yeah, like Dennis Schroeder can hoop. Like I'm not. This is not a me bashing Dennis Schroeder. Like Dennis Schroeder can hoop, but I'm saying the motive is a little different in the sense that Dennis Schroeder is there only because he didn't get the contract numbers he wanted. That's just a fact. I don't think like I'm stepping out of line by saying that. He's there just because he fumbled the bag, admittedly. Now
he's not there trying to win.
Yeah, like he wants to win. Like, but it's more of like I need to show people why I'm valuable and why I deserve a contract that is whatever number he wants. Okay, versus if we keep Kemba's already solidified. Kemba financially is straight. Why would we get rid of that piece who actually is there to help us win when the focus is winning? You know what I'm saying?
Man, that whole franchise is just in not turmoil, but it's just like to see it go from where it once was, like
it's frustrating.
Like 3 and 4 years ago to now. It's like y'all were right there on the tip of the iceberg, like coming to crack like that to get to the finals. You know what I'm saying? Or to stay at that level and just to see the downward spiral. Sort of.
But that's why
they have the pieces.
No, we have, and that's why like my Celtics are at a point where I think we're kind of phasing out all of the Danny Ainge mess ups. Like I think at this point with where we're at, where we're getting real close to, everything that Danny Ainge touched, it's like now it's Brad Stevens' decisions moving on. In my opinion.
And he's trying to unwrite that right now.
Yeah, like Brad Stevens now has to right the ship, but we won't really see it until probably next year.
4 or 5 years.
Yeah, like it'll be a while. And so it just, I don't know. I mean, more and more I feel like we're going to end up trading or moving Marcus Smart because I don't see a world where we would actually move either Jason Tatum or Jaylen Brown. I don't see why we would do that.
Y'all need to do something.
Right,
it's just that line.
Yeah,
perfect
like I
scenario somehow, some way y'all get Bradley Beal in his free agency or something. But
that's what I'm saying. Like something like that.
Something like that. Yeah,
would have to happen. Because it's tough. But even then, getting Bradley Beal, then where does that move? That would mean Jason Tatum would have to play the 4. If we keep Jaylen Brown too.
Not really. He could. Jaylen Brown can move to the 2.
All right, so you'd have
Bradley Beal's not a point guard. Oh, Bradley Beal's not a point guard. He's not a point guard.
What was that like? He's like
I'm just thinking all these. Yeah.
Like he could, like he obviously you could put out that lineup of Bradley Beal at the 1, JB at the 2, Jason Tatum at the 3. But
I feel you.
You need someone to get those guys shots. So
guys shots, understandable.
It makes. But yeah, I think my Celtics are going to make a move. I just pray that we don't. I would like it if we don't get rid of Jaylen Brown or Jason Tatum. In my opinion, like I think. If we double down on any two, we keep those 2 guys and hold on to dear life. And I'm not saying everyone's available, but something has to get shaken up.
Everyone's available except for those 2. Those 2 are like the lifeline. You have
them and Robert Williams. I like his game.
For sure. Yeah, he's tough.
He's really good.
You have your top 2 stars that you need. Everyone has a top 2. You know what I'm saying? You have your 2 superstars.
Yeah, and it's unique because we're not. I think we don't want to blow up the team in the sense of like we don't want to enter rebuilding, but we still want to stay competitive and go for a chip too. So something's gonna happen. Like it's one of those situations where like something's gonna happen. But yeah, I want to actually widen the conversation though in terms of I said that Boston's where point guards' careers go to die, but I want to talk a little bit about team reputation, right? Your mind. Right. And this goes to, and this is probably more important in like overseas basketball world. How important is like a team's reputation to you before you sign to a team? Like when your agent says, so blah, blah, blah wants to sign you for blah, 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 blah. Like how important is like that team's reputation to you?
A team's reputation is like everything, because at the end of the day, you got to know what type of environment you're getting yourself into and what you're actually walking into, whether that's just the organization, head office, the coach, the players. Like, you don't want to put yourself in a toxic situation or just a bad situation where you're, at the end of the day, like your likeliness or just how
Mhm.
people perceive you is
Yeah.
thrown off because of that situation. You know what I'm saying? And there's a lot that goes into it as far as just the team culture, fans, facility, like the GM, like what that team stands for and what it's all about. Cause like, you know what I'm saying? Certain teams, it'd be like, bro, like they're great, outstanding people. And certain other teams are just like, that culture isn't really close knit, or like they're
Yeah.
helter skelter, and like, you know what I'm saying?
No,
So
1,000%.
I say I definitely think it is very important, and like obviously not the NBA, but even just right below it in those levels, like you got to be careful of where you're going and who's even out there, or like the players that are already there, because it could be a great organization or whatever, but you just have a bad group or a bad, like, you
Facts.
know what I'm saying, like,
That's a
oh,
fact.
him is over there, you already know what type of time they're on or what you're
Hmm.
stepping into in the locker room, or whatever the case may be. So
Yeah.
it's tough, because at the end of the day, it's like, man, screw it, I'm gonna get my money regardless. Like, I don't care about nothing. But like those type of things can even affect just how you play, and like just affect you moving forward as far as just your whole likeliness and how people perceive you. How future teams perceive you, or whatever the case may be. Because
Absolutely.
if you can't perform to the best of your abilities because of certain instances within the organization, it's going to make you look bad
Yeah.
in
Especially
the
because the
long run.
basketball
So,
world is so small. Like
oh
the
yeah,
basketball
people
world is
talk.
so small. So people talk. Like to your point, like and GMs talk, leagues talk, players talk. Like everyone's connected in the basketball world one way or another. Like I can't even tell you how many times in the summer, like someone will hit my phone, yo, such and such, they play for such and such, right? Tell them ask them what they think about it. Like how was their experience? Like that, I get those phone calls all the
All the
time.
time.
And it's
Yeah.
like, yo, like that's real. Like, because at the end of the day, you're spending 8, 9, 10 months of the year in this place. So it's like,
Playing this game, yeah.
yeah, like
You
you
build
want to
relationships
know,
quick. The report gets out quick.
you want to know what you're getting yourself into. Like same thing with, I think you brought up a really good point I didn't think about before, is just the players that are on the team before you get there. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like the reputation that they may have, because you're right, you can have a great coach, great organization, the whole nine, but if you with a player that's
Certain people,
notorious, just yeah, like it could be rough. Like you might not make sense for you. So I just think that
Facts.
that's a interesting topic.
Interesting.
That I think Hoopers kind of just brush over. Like we kind of brush over that pretty quickly because it's like, well, we
Definitely.
just want the deal. We just want to get our
Just
money
want to
and get
get
out.
the
But it's
opportunity,
like,
yeah, and get out.
when you're at a certain level, when you actually have a little bit of autonomy with making your decisions, it's like, all right, like I want to choose a team that has a good reputation, like where I'm dealing with good people, like where the GM, like my checks ain't about to be late, they're about to pay me what we agreed to, like all of that, like they're gonna
Yeah.
put me where we agreed in the contract to house me and all that stuff. They're gonna
There's
honor
no
the
funny
contract.
business going on,
Yeah,
nothing
yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah,
Like,
yeah, for sure, for sure.
yeah,
Um, but yeah, so
yeah.
I got into a huge Twitter fight this
With these
past week.
kids, man.
Yeah, with children, and we were talking about
You
the
over
greatest point guard of all time. And
there.
normally I'm really good at like kind of knowing who I'm arguing with, so like you kind of just base
Yeah.
my argument off of it.
Fit.
And so the kid's like, who do you think is the greatest point? Or he's like, Steph Curry is the greatest point guard of all time. And I said, no, he's not. And he
No.
said, well, who would you say? I said, well,
It was,
John Stockton. And he looked at me in
you
bewilderment.
went,
Yeah,
he looked at you like, who are
I
you
just decided to
talking
go
about?
old school. I was like,
Throw it
he's not.
back. Yeah, he threw it back.
I just threw it back just cause, like, I didn't think much of it. But then this child, who was born in 2004, decided to tell me that John Stockton should not be in the conversation in greatest point guard of all time.
Mm.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is where I had to then turn up on this child and explain to him, listen, you were born in 2004. You don't know. You are unaware. You're talking out your behind. Shut up. And then he was like, well, how is he in it? And blah, blah, blah. I was like, the man is number one in all-time assists. The man is number one in all-time steals.
You got to know your history. Like, he was
If
just a floor
that's not
general.
evidence,
Like,
you feel me? Like, if that's
you know
not
what I'm
like
saying?
a strong evidence point for greatest point guard of all time in terms of just being able to be in the conversation, then I don't ever want to have this conversation again.
Bro, the first step you messed up. Like, I'm not having conversation with no kid that's born past 2002. That's like 2001, 2002. That's my cutoff. Like, I'm not having a serious conversation about basketball with you.
Mm-hmm.
And then for the fact that you just brush off John Stockton, it's like, bro, like me personally, like, I could see like grown people like me like kind of brushing him off just for the fact that he's old or whatever the case, but still having him there. Like, there's a still type of respect that you have. For me, I've never seen him play. All I know is he has a great assist. He was a great floor general. So out of respect, when talking about top five or whatever, I always throw him in there. But like, you young grasshopper, no, you need to come sit down here and learn everything about John Stockton and really listen to the information I'm telling you, because this is unacceptable.
Right.
These kids,
so
man.
Let me tell you this, right? So I proceed because I'm trying to like use social media more now. So I tweet about my experience with this child. And then I had someone who was very knowledgeable in the game of basketball double down on the child's take. And so we're going to call him. We're going to call Terrence Smith so I can call him out on his BS. Yes, because this is he is too smart of a basketball head to be making such a dumb decision and have such a dumb
So he
take.
said Steph Curry was number one?
Yes, that's what he said. We're going to call him out on his BS. He better pick up the phone, too. He ain't doing nothing.
You already know what time it is, man. People be ducking.
No, you ducking smoke.
Oh, you doubling down.
Dang, y'all. My own friend don't even want to call me. All right, we're going to try calling him back. If you don't pick up, then I guess friendship's a dub.
Bro, you kill me.
What, bro? I'm just saying. I can't even get the call back. It's crazy. Let me go on ring. Like, it's 10:42. I thought young people are up at this time.
He probably deep in a situation.
It's possible. It's very possible. Well, all right. Well, forget it.
It's all good. You know,
it's all good. Let me see. Who else can I call
back or whatever?
Let me see. Who else was in this debate that I can maybe call?
But as far as the debate, I don't know who's the greatest, but my top five point guards, I would say, okay, no order, I would say Magic, CP3, John Stockton, LeBron, and five. I'll put Curry in there. Maybe not. Maybe I throw AI in there, but are they point guards? I don't know. That's a whole nother conversation as far as definition of point guard. But if that's the case, then I'll just keep LeBron and then I'll throw like a Jason Kidd or something like that in there. Just
mad at that. Not mad at that. Not mad at that at all.
What about yourself?
Oh, top five PGs. You gotta go CP3. CP3 is the GOAT to me. CP3, Magic. Well, wait. You know me and I need distinctions. Are we going best players at point guard, or are we going best point guard? True definition of the point guard. Old head definition of point guard.
Best point guard. Just go best point guard.
Okay. So who did I say? I said CP3.
You said CP3
Magic.
You said CP3 Magic, yeah.
Jason Kidd. This is hard. I think LeBron's in there. I think you can put LeBron at he's in that number, honestly, which is what he's doing. I'm really trying to go through the Rolodex of like really good point guards. You know, I'm gonna just throw a wild card out there. I'm gonna say Darren Williams.
Nah, you can't say that. If we're going true point guard, like you say, you got to throw Steve Nash in there before you put.
Oh my God, yeah, Steve Nash. Steve Nash. Kick Darren Williams out. Kick Darren Williams out. Steve Nash. Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. Like, there's like a role.
Yeah, there's still
Steve Nash is in there before Darren. With no disrespect to D. Will, but Steve Nash is my fifth for sure. Steve Nash is actually, Steve Nash is a magician with the basketball.
That's a nice five.
Yeah, solid five. No, that's a good one. But man, this is a good pod. I appreciate this. Round of applause.
Yes, sir.
Guys, he did it. We got the win. So this is like, hold up. Let me see.
What you about to play?
Yeah, we gotta, you know what I'm saying? Hold up. You know what I'm saying?
Side note, Kevin Garnett is crazy for not having Michael Jordan on his team list. He's top 12. Nah, he's crazy. I don't care what anyone has to say. He's crazy.
Was he that crazy for that?
It's the best. He's a top two. He arguably the best player ever to touch a ball. You just out of respect, you gotta have him.
But I think it's because it's KG. Like, it's not that bad. Oh my God, I don't feel like listening. Remember that your jump shot isn't broke. You just need to use your legs. And remember that working out without a rebounder is a true test of whether or not you can shoot the ball. Anything else you got for that, Denzel? That's all I got.
That's perfect, bro.
Hey, appreciate you guys for tuning in to another episode. We appreciate you.
Yes,
and we'll be back next week.
We out.